let's talk about your documentary. What's the title of your documentary?
Oh man, documentary we putting together it's four different executive directors on this.
Oh,
Myself, which represent Go Hard, Dwayne Sniper Holmes, who represents the Imperial, of course. I want to say Brick Records Entertainment. I hope I ain't messed it up because Dwayne's one of my guys. He'll get me for that. Nino Cappuccino, OGBJ from the Knicks and Gardens, and Drew Baccarat, who was actually one of the executive producers that did a lot of production on the film. And it's titled Truths, and it's the authentic history of what took place in 1992 between the four major housing project developments. And as I stated, majority of these guys come from these housing project developments. That was the actual people that had participated in ensuring that a lot of people, had the opportunity to meet one another, out of the violence that we was all engaged in. And it's not like a more gang doc that you've been seeing over cable TV. You see a lot of gang that's highlighting, that's promoting gang violence, and people, using this platform to, boost their reputation or their identity. They're centered around the killing and gang stuff like that. Ours take a different turn from that. You know what I'm saying? Where we go document, the history within itself.
And you said authentic history.
Authentic history, meaning that the history of the Black Panther Party, how that, was originated, the history of the migration from black folks migrating from the southern states to these communities such as Watts and Compton and all these different types of things, and the actual authentic history, because this story has been plagiarized by so many different people, giving their narrative, except those who was actually a part of the whole process. And so when we bring it to light is those who was actually a part of it, and then we taking the history on how we went from civil rights to gangs to peace. You know what I'm saying? And where we at right now as black men, as black fathers, trying to make a better way for the next 10 generations. And so this documentary is gonna entail all these different, settings. And like I said, it's gonna be I think it's gonna do better than any gang doc that's been presented to you so far. So we're looking for people to, stay tuned. Like again, hopefully we'll be able to drop this also in 2021 during the anniversary of the gang truth, because it's a story that haven't been told yet, and we're gonna tell it. And we carry the whole doc within itself. A lot of people that's involved with it. We have Jim Brown. We have a lot of interesting people that's a part of this doc that's gonna tell the story. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yes.
It's called Truths.
Mm-hmm.
and for the record, most people don't understand what truth means. And because I had to go research this information before I had presented it, to the committee of brothers who was negotiating the terms of how do we reopen our communities from these wars. Truth, the definition of truth means that it's a more of a legal term, and it means bringing opposing forces together. And so the reason why I chose that word, because that's what was taking place during these negotiations. You had the red on one side, you had the blue on the other side, and these was two opposing forces. And we brought them together, and we established a treaty, which is a document that entails how do we open up our communities. We had services, how do you sustain once you open it up? And a lot of people don't understand that, you have to draft these documents in order for you to measure your outcome and your successes. And being an author of this, and being a pioneer and a person who was, heads in on it, I had to document that so that we can record, the successes and the outcomes, and how do we create a prototype for other people to follow. And so, that's what it's about. And like I said, we would kind of like get into explaining this to people, because most people, look at it and trying to articulate it. But if you wasn't there at the beginning and you don't understand what it really means to utilize these words, you can't really understand on how you implement certain things. And so what we're gonna do is show people a blueprint. Then we're gonna work on ways to show people how you truly, bring opposing forces together so that you can have measurable outcomes and develop a prototype for other people to use. So these type of things are being implemented all over the country. In Newark, New Jersey, my brother Sherrils is doing some phenomenal, great work in reducing the violent crime in the city of New Jersey. It's called the NCST, which is bringing opposing forces together. And what's beautiful about the situation in Newark, New Jersey, they actually is bridging the gap between the political infrastructure and the grassroots communities. Like I said, these things are in early stages of development because this stuff has never been done before. And so we have setbacks, but we have great gains. And what they're doing out there in New Jersey is some great, phenomenal work. So that's my brother Sherrills, and the great city of Newark, New Jersey, and Ras Baraka was one of our champion mayors out there. That prior to him becoming the mayor, he was able to come out here and bring a lot of the Crips and Bloods from who actually created and forged a peace treaty after watching the film Redemption that was based upon Tookie Williams, and seeing that the Bloods and Crips that was involved with that, they was motivated and they came out here and we worked with them, and we've been working with them ever since. So shouts out to Newark, New Jersey, to our beautiful family out there. Shouts out to Sherrills. Shouts out to Dwayne Sniper Holmes and all the wonderful, beautiful people of the Imperial Courts. Donnie, Hank, Big Gush, Nino Cappuccino, and our great, beautiful family of the Nickerson Gardens, Twilight Bay, and our family in the Hacienda Village, and not long for least, my mighty Jordan Downs family. Thank for all the elementaries and the blues and the spikes and all the great people who sacrificed, to ensure that our community had an opportunity to know what it felt like to live in the one community. And even though, like I said, it's a work in progress, this work is continuing to be supported by organizations, by development, by a lot of great things, to ensure that the next 10 years, we're trying to eradicate, this way of living in our culture and survival that was based upon criminal elements and stuff like that. So it's a work in progress, but we're making great strides.